Welcome students. In today's lecture we are going to continue our essay Sir Roger at Home, written by Joseph Addison. So far we have read that Mr. Spectator introduces his friend Sir Roger de Coverley to his readers, who is also a member of the Spectator Club, and he tells us that after having received so many invitations from Sir Roger to stay with him in his country house, he has finally decided to go and stay with him for some time. And he also tells us that there he feels free to behave according to his own will, because Sir Roger knows him very well and he puts no foundations on him. He also introduces to his readers Sir Roger's servants, who have grown old with their master, and he tells us about the pleasant and lovely relation of Sir Roger with his servants. Now, let's continue our essay. I could not but observe with a great deal of pleasure the joy that appeared in the countenances of these ancient domestics upon my friend's arrival at his country seat. So, Mr. Spectator tells us that he has observed with pleasure the joy that appeared on the faces of these old domestic helps or old servants upon arrival of his friend Sir Roger de Coverley. Because Sir Roger was such a good master that when he arrives at his country house, his servants feels really happy, and that joy of seeing their master home naturally appears on their faces. Some of them could not refrain from tears at the sight of their old master. Every one of them pressed forward to do something for him and seemed discouraged if they were not employed. Now he says, some of them could not stop their tears at seeing their master home. That means they felt so overwhelmed at seeing Sir Roger home that they could not stop their emotions and they started shedding tears. And each one of them was really full of enthusiasm to do something for their master. They were very eager to perform their duties for their master, and if they could not get a chance to serve him, they felt really disappointed, because each one of them wanted to do something for their master to please him. At the same time, the good old knight, with the mixture of the father and the master of the family, tempered the inquiries after his own affairs with several kind questions relating to themselves. At the same time, the good old knight. So, Mr. Spectator is calling Sir Roger Knight because knight is a person who has been given title of honor by his king for good work, and who can also use Sir in front of his name. That is why we are calling him Knight or Sir Roger. So this good old knight was a mixture of father and master of the family. He played the role of a father as well as of a master for them. And when he arrives at country house, being a good father and a master, he asks several kind questions regarding their well-being. This humanity and good nature engages everybody to him, so that when he is pleasant upon any of them, all his family are in good humor, and none so much as the person whom he diverts himself with. And because of this humanity and good nature of Sir Roger, everybody is attracted towards him, and when he is pleasant upon any of them, all of them feels good or happy. But the person with whom he diverts himself is the happiest among them. On the contrary, if he coughs or betrays any infirmity of old age, it is easy for a standard-by to observe a secret concern in the looks of all his servants. On the contrary, if Sir Roger coughs or shows any infirmity, infirmity means weakness or illness. So if he shows any sign of infirmity of old age, all his servants starts to show their secret concern about him that is easily noticeable on their faces. My worthy friend has put me under the particular care of his butler, who is a very prudent man, and as well as the rest of his fellow servants, wonderfully desirous of pleasing me, because they have often heard their master talk of me as of his particular friend. Next, he says that my good friend Roger has put me under the special or particular care of his butler. That means he has instructed him, his butler, to take care of Mr. Spectator. And this butler of his is a very prudent man. Prudent means wise man, as well as rest of his fellow servants. And the butler really loves to please Mr. Spectator, because they know that Mr. Spectator is a very particular or a very good friend of their master. My chief companion, when Sir Roger is diverting himself in the woods or the fields, is a very vulnerable man. So next he tells the reader that when Sir Roger is busy in the woods or in the fields, my chief companion is a chaplain who is ever with Sir Roger and has lived at this house in the nature of a chaplain about 30 years. That means he says that when Sir Roger is busy in the woods or in the fields, his chief companion is a chaplain. Chaplain is a priest, okay, who is very vulnerable person and who has been living there for about 30 years now, okay. This gentleman is a person of good sense and some learning, of a very regular life and obliging conversation. Now, this chaplain is a person of good sense and some good learning of a regular life, and he is also capable of some amiable or some pleasant conversation. Obliging conversation means some amiable or some pleasant conversation, okay. B heartily loves Sir Roger and knows that he is very much in the old knight's esteem, and he really loves Sir Roger, and he also knows that Sir Roger has some respect for him, okay, so that he lives in the family rather as a relation than a dependent. That is the reason that he lives in the family as a relation rather than a dependent. I have observed in several of my papers that my friend Sir Roger, amidst all his good qualities, is something of an humorist. Now, Mr. Spectator says that he has observed Sir Roger in several papers, and Sir Roger has some good qualities, but he is a humorist. Humorist is a person who behaves in a particular way or who have a desire to do something that is unusual, okay. So he says that my friend Roger, amidst all his good qualities, is something of an humorist, and that his virtues as well as imperfections are, as it were, tinged by a certain extravagance. And he says that his good qualities or his virtues as well as his imperfections are little extravagant. Extravagant means that means they are in excess, okay, that makes him different from the others, which makes them particularly his and distinguishes them from those of other men, because he has some good qualities as well as imperfection that are little extravagant, and this makes him different from the others. This cast of mind, as it is generally very innocent in itself, so it renders his conversation highly agreeable. So this type of mind, which is generally very innocent in itself, makes his conversation highly agreeable. Agreeable means pleasant, okay. So highly agreeable and more delightful than the same degree of sense and virtue would appear in their common and ordinary color. And when he talks, about virtue or sense, they appear more delightful in his conversation rather than in some common conversation. Okay. As I was walking with him last night, he asked me how I liked the good man whom I have just now mentioned. He was walking with him last night, and Sir Roger asked him that how he liked the good chaplain whom he have just mentioned in his essay, and without staying for my answer told me that he was afraid of being insulted with Latin and Greek at his own table. And but Sir Roger did not stay for his answer, and he told him that he was afraid of being insulted in the field of Latin and Greek because he was not good in Latin and Greek. Okay. For which reason he desired a particular friend of his at the university to find him out a clergyman rather of a plain sense than much learning. For this reason, Mr. Roger asked his friend at university to find for him a clergyman, or a clergyman is a chaplain, okay, who is not so clever and who is not much learned. Of a good aspect, a clear voice, a sociable temper, and if possible, a man that understood a little of backgammon. So, he wanted that he should have a good aspect, a clear voice, and a social behavior. And if possible, he should also understand a little bit of backgammon. Backgammon is a board game, okay? So, in this way, Sir Roger has his particular ways. Just because he was not good at Greek and Latin, he did not want a clever clergyman. Okay, and because he did not, he never wanted a man who could put his ignorance to shame. So Sir Roger was very sensitive to criticism. So that is all for today's lecture. We will continue our essay in our next video. Thank you so much.